He came for all the people who were outsiders. He came for all the people that were not part of the in crowd. He came for all. And there's this incredible thing about the word all. There's never a time that all means most. There's never a time that all means some. All means all. See, I think there are so many of us that when we begin to talk about faith, we begin to ask the question of, well, how in the world could I really make a difference because I have a really messed up past? So did they. We would not have enough time here this morning for me to tell you all the ways that I have messed up in my life. I don't say that to brag on that. I don't say that as anything like that. I'm just telling you, I've lived 50 years and I have 50 years worth of bad decisions that I've made. And yet for some reason, God in His grace and kindness chooses to love me, chooses to have changed me, and because of that gives me the opportunity to be a part of what He's doing. The people in this list were not the amazing thing. The amazing thing in this list is Jesus and how God used them to get to Jesus. I begin to think about moments like this that we see represented here in our nativity set. It's always so clean and perfect, isn't it? My grandfather, my dad's dad, he hand-carved nativity sets for all the kids in the family, for his 3 kids, his 2 sons and his daughter. And it's still a very cherished memento in my family. He was an unbelievable wood carver and whittler. And I got to sit there and I watched him carving Joseph in the set that eventually became my family set. I got to watch my grandfather craft that particular figurine with just a little old case knife, a little case pocket knife. That's what he used to carve this thing. And I joked with a buddy of mine. I said, well, if we wanted our nativity sets to be accurate, they wouldn't look like the one that my grandfather made, because my grandfather made this stable out of sticks, so it looked like wood. See, that's not the stable that Jesus was born in. Jesus was born in essentially a cave. It would have been a stone enclosure. It wouldn't have been that nice little X-braced manger feeding trough that we think of. In fact, it would have been a slab in the stone that would have been hollowed out enough to be able to pour food into, and that's what the animals would eat out of. Cold, hard. That's where the creator of the universe was wrapped in swaddling cloths and laid. Said if we really wanted it to be accurate, every nativity set that we put in our homes, we'd have to find some artificial sheep dung scent to put inside there. Most of us probably wouldn't want to do that for our Christmas dinner. That'd be a whole lot more accurate, because it was not a pristine, wonderful place. It was a stinky, smelly, last resort. And why in the world did God choose to allow the Messiah to come in through this place of last resort? Why in the world would Mary have birthed the Messiah in a stone cave? Why would she have then laid the Messiah onto this stone slab that had been hollowed out so that he wouldn't roll away? I believe it so that we would understand that someday he would be laid in a stone cave, with the stone rolled in front of the opening so that no one could come in or out. I believe it was foreshadowing the fact that his body would be laid on a stone slab in that tomb so that it would decompose and they would be able to care for the body. See, what they did 33 years in advance of the cross was they laid out for us exactly what was going to happen with Jesus. 33 years later, Father, your will, not mine. 33 years later, Father, it is finished. 33 years later, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And he gave his life for you and for me. Not for all the good people in the world. Because I don't care what your definition of good is, none of us measure up to his definition of good. He came for all the people who were outsiders. He came for all the people that were not part of the in crowd. He came for the Michael Jordans of the Old Testament, even though they had royally screwed up. He came for the prostitutes. He came for the ones who had wandered away. He came for all. And there's this incredible thing about the word all. It means all. I love that. There's never a time that all means most. There's never a time that all means some. All means all. And I want you to know, if you are here today getting ready to walk into Christmas week, and you're sitting there going, man, I just want to get through the holidays. Maybe the holidays are tough because of loss that you've experienced. Maybe the holidays are tough because you're just not in that place in life that you want to be, or you thought you would be, or you hoped you would be. Maybe the holidays are tough because you're separated away from family and loved ones. Maybe the holidays are tough just because life is tough. Can I tell you that God loved you so much that he sent a tiny baby to be born in a stone cave, to be laid on a stone slab. He would allow shepherds and magi to come and worship him. Not worship the surroundings, not worship the circumstances, but worship him. And he would allow us generation after generation after generation later to see the connection between the cradle and the cross, the manger and the tomb. I don't know what your life circumstance is right now. I don't know where God has you. But this is what I know. God loves you. God sent his son for you, not just so it could be this beautiful story at Christmas, but so that your life could be radically and forever changed. Our worship team is coming up right now, and we're going to close out with a song that at first points us directly to the manger. It points us directly to what God has done through the gift of Jesus. But here's what I am learning more and more with every year that passes in my life. I am learning more and more that when Jesus enters into my life, when I truly allow Jesus to invade parts of my life that maybe I had kept for me. Hey, God, I'll give you Sunday morning, but Tuesday at 2 o'clock, that's that meeting I've got at work. God, I don't need you there. That won't be a good place. Hey, God, I'll give you this, but this part of my life, it's kind of mine. When we truly allow Jesus to invade every aspect of our life, there is only one response. It's the same response the shepherds had that night. It's worship. Worship means acknowledging God for who he is and what he's done. And I believe that the next step to that is understanding that because of who he is and what he's done, we have hope that we cannot have without him. And as the team comes and begins to lead us, I'm going to give you the opportunity today to respond however you want to respond. Maybe you're here today and you just want to sit and listen to these words. Maybe you're here today and you want to stand and sing. Maybe you're here today and you say, you know what? There's somebody I need to talk to. There's things that aren't right with my friend that I need to make it right. Maybe I need to talk to a pastor. Pastor Allen will be right over here. Would love the opportunity to talk with you. But can I just tell you, there is no difference between your name and the names that were in this list. God still wants to use you to make way for the Messiah in our world.